Good morning. It is, I don't even know what it is, Thursday, April 23rd. It's 10:08. We're on a little late since the SIDC went a little late. We didn't want to compete with them. Let me bring on my first co-host. We have Christina. Hello. How are you? You are muted. This is how it works. My co-host, come on. What's up?
What's going on? How are you?
I no longer hear you.
Cool.
Hold on 1 second. You there?
I am here.
I hear you now. I'm trying new equipment today. I got a Blue Yeti mic. I have the AirPods. I'm trying to get this set up a little better. But apparently it doesn't like when you pull the AirPods out while you're using them. So let me try this again. Hello. That did nothing. Are you talking? You are not. Okay, the headphones are going away. So we have Christina.
Yes.
Me and you. We have Massimo. We have an extra, basically an empty chair. Todd has his camera and mic off. So it's just you and I this morning. How are you?
I'm currently telling off my brother's girlfriend.
Why is that?
Because I woke up this all right, and I'll give everyone here who's listening the minor backstory. So I'm living back home due to a somewhat recent breakup with an ex. My brother has always lived home. And I'm 31. He's going to be 30 in May, actually, next month, next month. And he moved his girlfriend in about a year and a half ago from Texas. And they were probably dating for not long before she moved here. And she's not the cleanest person. They're combined not the neatest of people. And, like, that's something that just drives me nuts. And, like, all she does is buy. Like every day there's 4 or 5 Amazon boxes on my front steps. And like, it's starting to be too much, you know? It's like, just, I don't want to have to say stuff, but like, I'm always having to fix things that I don't create in the first place. Like, I'm always the one noticing shit. So long story short, today's just another one of those days that, you know, I wake up, I'm taking all the dogs out because she's still princess sound asleep upstairs. And like, I go like to go in my fridge or whatever and get water, and the freezer has been open all night. And it's just like, are you kidding me at this point? Like, you guys just jam-packed the freezer with boxes and bowls and whatever the fuck else is in there. And like, I of course have to be the one to notice it. So I have to be the dick to be like, all right, seriously, who fucking packed out the freezer like that last night? Well, like, let's take notice of this. You know, the freezer has been open all night now. And it's always everyone else's fault. She's like, well, I think it was your mom's bowl. Your fridge is too small for modern times, she says. And I just literally, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, it's a fridge and a freezer. It's a normal freezer. It's not from 1974. It's like a fairly new refrigerator. It's not 2020 brand new technology, but it's a fucking normal fridge. Like anything to alleviate the responsibility of just being neater and taking note of things like the fucking fridge being open all night. And she has the nerve, because I ran upstairs this morning before I had to go down to the deli and stuff and grab my coffee. I went upstairs and I was like, all right, between her and my mom, who the fuck packed out the fridge like this last night? Like, because it's been open all night. She has the nerve to text me after I go downstairs and blame it on my brother. She blames it on her boyfriend, saying, well, I think Charlie got milk this morning before he went to work. I'm like, Jess, it's the freezer. It's not even the fridge.
So you're telling her off?
Yeah, I did.
Sounds exciting.
She's sending me pictures of fridges from 2020.
That's not a 2020 fridge. There's different types of fridges. So what do you have? A standard fridge with the fridge on the bottom and the freezer on top?
No, I have the 2 doors, so one side is a freezer and one side is a fridge.
Yeah, there's different types.
It's normal. It's like, it doesn't have a screen and connect to my television, but it's a fucking decent sized freezer, and it's white, and it's not fucking like mint green, you know? Like, it's new. It's fine. Like, we've gotten this in the past 8 years, I would say. It's totally fine. It's just
Right.
it's jam packed with dollar store fucking food and frozen shit and ice cream that they're making on date night, and like let's empty it out a little.
All right,
We'll just get a freezer.
let's get Todd on. Let's get his thoughts on this. So we are welcoming Todd Bavona. What's up, Todd?
We need a new picture.
I like that one. I made it.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So what am I sharing my thoughts on? What's the matter? What's going on? Good morning, Christina. How are you?
I'm all right. I don't know if you were just listening to my rant.
I missed it a little bit. Can I get the shortened version of it all?
Yeah, the short of it is I'm beefing with my brother's girlfriend who lives in the same house as me because they left my freezer open all night, and well, pointing the finger as to who's to blame. I know it's certainly me because I was in my room since 7:30 and like passed out by 8. So like, it's just like it's always just like if it's at this house. If the walls could talk, they would scream. Like, put it that way. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like it's always me finding things that are going wrong, or just someone did something stupid, like on a weekly basis. So I have the reputation of being probably the bitch of the family, but it's just because I want my house to run fucking properly, like a normal human being house, and not like the fucking Tales of the Crypt. Like, just do normal things. Like,
right.
Mike will even tell you, like, my dad fucking puts a lockbox on my thermostat. Like,
why? I love that, by the way.
Why? Like, it's just everything is just like borderline narcissistic bipolar behavior from everyone in my house, and then it's just they all think they're right and they all don't take responsibility, and it all just like you gotta just be the one to like keep things cool, and but you're about to like your fuse is about to blow. So I just had to tell her off this morning. Like, the fucking freezer has been open all night. I'm sick of it. Like,
that's dumb. There's no excuse for that.
But my favorite
jam-packed things in like a fucking Jenga board. Like,
but my favorite part, Todd, is she's sending pictures of fridges to Christina saying, this is a 2020 fridge. It's not. There's just different styles of fridges.
I was like, Jess, go buy a freezer and put it downstairs then. That's it. We got our entire basement cleared out now. Go buy a fucking freezer and put it downstairs and leave me alone.
Let's do a live look in. Let's see if Moss is actually ready to come on this show.
Phone call. Nope.
Can we just appreciate this? Like,
yeah, let me get that. Hold on. Keep doing. Look at bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll.
It's actually just an egg and cheese. There's a lot of pepper, I guess.
Oh, is it?
But yeah.
Wait, do you have ketchup on it?
Yeah.
It's ketchup. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the ketchup on. The only thing I like ketchup is on. No, so let me rephrase this. I love ketchup. Ketchup on eggs is not my favorite, except sausage, egg, and cheese. Then I like it on it. Oh. Bacon, egg, and cheese, no ketchup.
You know what's funny? I don't like sausage, egg, and cheese like ever, except at McDonald's. I like a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle or McMuffin, and it's like the worst quality sausage ever. And I winds up having like 2 bites and ripping it off and giving it to my dog. But I don't get sausage anywhere else for some reason.
The sausage, egg, and cheese on a biscuit at McDonald's is nice. The biscuit flakes apart. It's delish. We're back to food.
The biscuit at Wendy's for their breakfast, amazing.
I can't stand cheese.
Bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup.
Yep, just no bacon right now. I've been going on a bacon strike.
What's up, Mike? So let's talk about this. When I moved to Arizona, you can't get no bacon, egg, and cheese. Like, people don't realize this is a New York thing. Like, there's no bacon, egg, and cheese.
I moved back to Staten Island because I couldn't get food like bacon, egg, and cheese at certain places upstate.
Right.
Yeah,
it was enough of a reason to come back home.
Right. When I was in Arizona, I'd be like, talk to coworkers, I'm like, I want bacon, egg, and cheese. They're like, oh yeah, go to Einstein Bagels. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Very true.
There's no bodegas, right? So we don't really call them bodegas. We call them delis. But in theory, they're a bodega. But there's in Arizona, like a deli isn't you go up and you order a sandwich, a cold cut on a roll. There is none of that. There's no getting a cold cut sandwich. You have to go to like the John's Deli.
So there's a huge market, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, like Quiznos, Subway. Like, there'd be a huge market, but for some reason they don't do it.
Gets it, yeah.
So like
Very true.
I would have to go to like Quiznos or in the Subway, and they suck. Like every once in a while, I will tell you, every once in a while, I love a meatball hero from Subway.
Agreed.
The squid balls are delicious, right?
I do like the meatball. That's all I get from Subway.
That's what I get. Same.
I like their Philly cheesesteak too, but like it's not like a good Philly cheesesteak. But I load it up with like onions, peppers, chipotle sauce. But the thing that if you want to talk about what grinds my gears, you're at the Subway line. I'm like, all right, I want my my Philly cheesesteak. I just want a little tiny squirt of the chipotle. I mean, I go like this. I just want that's it, like a tiny drop. You're like, oh, come on! Like, why are you doing that? Like, can't and it's
they have
every
like a technique. They do it like that, like
right. And I'm just like, no. I'm like, look, I just want like a dab. I just want to taste it,
just like a knife swoop of it, like
right. Hey, Mike, I like the. How do you like them? AirPods? How do you like them?
They're okay. They only so far they've cut they go a little lower and come back up. So I don't know what that's about. You can't use them as a microphone on Windows, except if you put it in the headset mode. That puts it in the mono quality, and you sound like garbage.
That's annoying. Because those are actual AirPods, like AirPods.
Yeah, Apple AirPods. Yeah.
So they're not meant for a fucking Windows.
Well, of course, they're supposed to work on everything. They're Bluetooth, but yeah. So on Windows, you have to use headset mode, which basically turns them into mono quality. They sound like garbage, and then you could talk. But I rehooked up my. Let's see if I have enough. My Blue Yeti microphone today.
Nice.
I remember I broke the cable the first day we went live. So
really?
Yeah, first day we went live because I went to like the way they designed it is if you move it, the cable will get crushed, and I destroyed the cable the first day. I went to go move the mic.
That's stupid. What the hell? Why would they design it like that?
Bad design, yeah.
And then like the problem was you can't Amazon stopped shipping stuff, so you couldn't find anything. So I couldn't get a replacement cable, so I had to order a whole new Blue Yeti mic. So I heard Moss is upping his game as well, and he's ordered a Blue Yeti mic too. I think he's getting all set up. Is he ready? He
wants his little studio.
Now let's talk about yesterday. I apologize.
I want a studio.
To who?
I slept through the whole Gotham After Dark. Not that you care. You had 27 guests and probably in the green room. But I would have liked to talk to Jay and from Flagship.
Yeah. And then
he's a great guy.
He's really cool. There's so many people I can't wait to actually see in person. And like he said, I can't wait to grab a beer with you guys. And then did you hear we had a medium on?
So I know you told me. I mean, I jumped through really quick, but I didn't see. What'd she say? Are we getting out of the coronavirus?
She had no indications for that. I think she was more good tidings and positive vibes and positive energy.
I think Moss is right. Let's bring him back in. Should we redo his theme? Or,
yeah, go ahead. I know you want.
Friends over there. It makes it easy.
There he is. Oh, he's still on the phone.
He mutes his mic. He unmutes his mic. So when I see it unmute, you think he's ready.
So last night we had a surprise reading from the medium. And it just so happened Moss also fell asleep last night.
Okay.
And he woke up. Numerous people text him, Moss, where are you? I was flying solo for the first 20 minutes of the show.
With no guests, nothing?
I had Melissa waiting, so I went on a monologue for about 10 minutes. Then I invited Melissa on the medium as my first guest. Dave Consiglio came and saved the day at like 10:20, 10:25.
Okay.
And then around 10:35 is when Moss signed on, and at 10:40 is when Melissa did her live reading and called out someone from Moss's family who was trying to reach through from the other side. And I think it was, and Moss has to explain it better. I think it was his father-in-law.
Is it? I think he's ready. Let's see. Moss, hands up if you're ready.
Hands up. Hands up, baby.
We gotta just train Moss to write in the private chat when he's ready. Like,
he does. He writes in the private chat.
Every 2-minute check-ins on this man. Like,
on
he's
this
not
man.
a child. Like,
so Melissa.
This coming from Catfish, who does have makeup on the whole midday show.
What does that that have to do with pulling rocks out every 2 minutes? Totally different concept. Those two can exist independently of each other.
I think he just wants to bust your chops, to be quite
So
honest with you.
I will tell you, Todd, in the future, if you ever can't get a hold of me, that means I fell asleep, and that means I didn't mean to fall asleep. Please call me. I wake up from ringing. I don't wake up from text messages.
Really? I don't wake up before shit because I have my phone on Do Not Disturb.
No, if a phone call would wake me up. But yeah, so the one thing that's
He
killing
just
me.
fell off the couch.
Is he okay?
Yeah. Hey, you okay? Hey, pup. He's like,
Did
what
he
happened?
He said hi. Do you So we'll get back to pets in 1 second.
Sure.
So the one thing that during this quarantine that has changed, that's killing me,
Yes.
is my daughter no longer just goes to sleep. She used to be so simple. It would be like put her in bed,
She's partying probably.
She would make me play Mike Herrera from MXPX. She loves this one video of his. She tells Daddy, play the guy. I put the guy on. She would watch. She drink her bottle.
That's
She
so
falls
funny.
asleep. Now it's a whole process. It's like, hey, Daddy, okay, put me in bed. Give me my bottle. I want to watch Dr. McStuffins. You go away. I leave. Then I hear over the monitor, Daddy. I have to come upstairs after a half an hour. Okay, the Nest, we have the smoke detectors. It's scary. It's shining. Turn it off. Daddy, take me to the bathroom. Take me to the bathroom. Daddy, I need another bottle.
My dad would have hit me 5 daddies ago, and I'm like, shut the fuck up and go to bed. Like,
all right.
You know, what's
Then
you giving to this girl?
And then she goes like this. All right, I'm good. Bye. Sends me out. 10 minutes later, Daddy, come back.
No, you can't answer every daddy, Mike. Stop.
So then it was cuddling with her. So now I'm laying with her. And it's like going to bed is now like a 2-hour process. We started like yesterday, 8 o'clock. So by 10 o'clock, she's like still bouncing around. I'm like looking at the thing like, oh, I got to go. Nicole's fast asleep on the couch. So I'm like, oh, I could get on the Gotham After Dark at 10 o'clock. 9:55, she's bouncing. She's like this. I'm like, close your eyes, or I'm going to shut the TV. Next thing I know, I wake up at like 10:30. I see like a text message. It's like, Todd, where are you? I'm like, I fell asleep. I'm getting ready to get out of bed and passed right back out. Woke up at midnight.
Midnight.
Yeah, and I texted you like when I woke up. I was like, I just woke up. I woke up. Now it's like midnight. I looked. I saw the show went to 11:30, so you were off. I was like, all right, nowhere to go. I'm like, do I go play Half-Life or do I just go to bed? And I just went to bed. So,
good. So you got a good night's sleep?
Yeah, I guess so. 10 to 7. So it's 9 hours.
That's good.
Awesome.
What do you average? And now, Christine, I'll have you answer this as well. But Mike, what's your average like when we're not in quarantine? How much are you sleeping?
When I'm not in quarantine, probably 7 to 8 hours.
Christina?
Probably about the same.
Really?
Honestly, my nights fluctuate. Like I know myself well enough to know that if I don't get a good night's sleep, I'm gonna be a bad person the next morning. I'm not gonna want to talk to anyone. You're not gonna want to talk to me. Like I need my sleep. At 31 years old, I know if I'm gonna have a productive, good day and social, and I'm gonna be miserable if I don't get sleep. So I make sure I get 7 to 8 solid hours of sleep. That's why I'm always like, I can't do 10 o'clock, guys, because I want to be up the next morning and have enough energy to like do things, you know.
Right.
But
I hear you.
If anyone watching, tell us in the comments how long do you average? Tell us how long you average sleep pre-quarantine and post-quarantine.
Like post-quarantine, my sleep has been kind of erratic though, because like I'm home in bed all day, so it's just like some nights I can't fall asleep till 3 a.m. because I've been on the computer all day. My mind is racing. Other nights I'm exhausted by 9 and I'm passing out. You know, it's really just all over the place.
Yeah, usually on the weekends I get less sleep, even pre-quarantine. Now, post-quarantine, I'm getting less sleep because, and it's not because I'm nervous or anything. It's because I'm staying up with Gotham After Dark, and I don't mind. Like normally, like if I definitely get more tired on a normal work day because I'm out and I'm doing things. Now I'm sitting by a computer. I'm not exhausting anything, right? Other mental exhausting, but. So I try to average, 8 hours of sleep, 6 to 8 hours. But now quarantine, I'm going probably between 5 and 6 hours. But I feel fine.
Oh, that's fun.
Yesterday was nice though. It's nice to have that 9 hours sleep in one day. What's up, Moss?
Selling nicely, yeah.
Very low. What are you using? The Blue Yeti?
Yeah, I just got the Yeti. I'm
All right, turn. Okay, so the first thing I would do is on the back of the microphone, turn the gain to probably halfway, and then use your volume for the rest.
My gain is.
And what mode do you have it on? You want it on the mode that almost looks like a round circle with a belly button in it.
Test 2.
That sounds a little better.
That's better.
Check 2.
Better.
Testing 1, 2.
Okay, and now the front of the mic is the one with the mute button lit red. You want it pointing straight up.
Yep, that's what I have it on.
Yeah.
But the volume's all the way up.
Yeah, put the gain up a little bit.
Testing 1, 2.
There you
Yeah,
go.
if that's where he's gonna sit, yeah.
So this is good right here, like this.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
And
look
we
at
have
that.
another.
Wow.
Oh wow, what is he doing here today?
Who?
Oh, good morning.
What's up?
Oh wow. Well, he
What?
was.
What?
Look
Your
at my
brothers.
ear.
Oh.
Oh.
We're earbud brothers.
Oh,
Earbud.
boy.
I was watching a movie, it's almost like 30 years old, and they had this in their ear. I found it pretty funny because it was black. I can't remember the movie. I wish I would bring it
You're
up.
using an Apple though, right?
I am using a Mac, yes.
Yeah, because you're using a Mac. Yeah, because I'm using Windows. I can't use the mic on this.
Have you tried to go into set? I mean, of course you probably have. But...
you have to put in with headset mode and it turns it to mono.
That sucks.
And I got my new toy yesterday.
Baby Yoda! I can't believe that actually got sent.
Hello, definitely.
It's
Today's
essential.
Today's a good day. I got 50 N95 mask. I got my PPP loan dispersed into my bank account.
Oh, good.
I got Baby Yoda. It's a good day
He's
so far.
happy.
Money's
I
a good
slept for
thing.
9 hours.
Mike,
Yeah.
you were able to. I spoke to the installer. He can do 43s.
He could do 43. So after this, I'll order you two.
2 or 43s.
Or you have a B&H account on it. I order. I got. We'll talk after. I order for you. We'll ship it right to you. So I got my little. This is not the real Baby Yoga is coming in like 3 months from Sideshow.
I haven't pre-ordered that. Yeah.
This one, this is one I pre-ordered as well, but this is like a plush. Like that one is going to have feet and everything. This is one I pre-ordered in like December as well.
It looks like one of my dogs.
Yeah.
One of my Pekingese.
Here.
I tried to give it to Audriana, and she was like, "What is that?" I was like, "This is what babies look like when they first come out for the first month." And she's like, "No."
You're like, you looked like that when you came out, Audriana.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to get the Hot Toys, the Mandalorian, and it comes with a baby. The exclusive edition comes with a little baby.
I think I pre-ordered. No, I didn't pre-order because that I pre-ordered certain like statues and stuff, but they don't really sell out. Like as long as you get it when they first come out.
Well, I'm pissed. Like I
What is
ordered.
happening? Who's having someone fight and throw stuff in the background?
My puppy's battling a bone.
This guy, right?
This guy. Lexi, can I do it quick? Hold on. Yes, I'm getting there.
I know, you got to do it opposite. It's like so cute.
It's like, he's over there. I got to go this way. We're getting better at it. All right, comment. Everyone who's watching, comment, say hi, tell us how long you average sleep. So, Moss, how long do you get on average night sleep before quarantine and after?
A complete night without waking up? Or are we count to get woken up?
What do you get woken up by?
I go to bed every night between, I would say, 11:45 and 12:30. And the dog wakes me up every night between 3:30 and 4 to go out.
And you can't stop that?
Can't stop it. Hold on.
Can't change that cycle.
Yeah, you gotta try and push that back, man. Because my dogs will try and do that every now and then. They'll try and wake me up at like 6 a.m, and a quick yell, and they go back to bed, and then we go out and all the time. Sometimes if I'm like already like creeping up, we'll take them out, but no, you can't have that.
You get 4 hours max at night. That sucks.
Yeah,
like is that like 4 hours you wake up and go back to sleep for 4 hours, or you average 4 hours?
I would say that's a good average, 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah,
I normally
4 hours.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
In non-quarantine life, I average like 5.
Yeah.
That's
5 or
probably why
6.
you guys are so incredibly unproductive, because you're just not getting the sleep. It's
Okay. I don't think she's talking to the window. Is there a guy outside?
Not talking to me. No, she's not talking to me. You're not
At
talking to me.
minimum, you really
Talking to-
want your body and brain to get 6 hours of sleep. It's extremely important to you.
I
I know.
actually say that taking a good 20-minute cat nap during the day can actually like do you wonders as well. Like it's almost good enough as getting a full night's sleep, and you could give yourself just that 20 minutes to shut your brain off and restart.
Right.
I don't know if it's still there, but there used to be a place in the Empire State Building. It was like sleep pods. So you could go there and like you walk in and you're in this like shell for like 20 minutes and then they let you out. It's supposed to be like a rejuvenating thing.
lot of like corporate companies have been like bringing that into their offices and stuff because they realize that naps and sleep it increases productivity. So to take a 20-minute step back, if you get like 2 hours extra out of the guy, it's worth it, you know?
Right. That's true.
I want to bring siestas to the United States. I'm sorry, Mike. I keep cutting you off, but I want to bring siestas to the United States. I think.
What's that like when you go to sleep during the day, right?
Yeah,
2?
Well,
2 or 3?
it's just a cut.
So it's like 3 o'clock. It's midday, so you have off from 3 to like 6 or something, and then you work from 6 to 8.
Oh yeah, they do that in like Spain, right?
Spain, Italy.
Italy.
You know,
They actually send you home. Like you go home and then you
go
come
home.
back.
Everything's shut down.
You
You
like
can't
that?
even get a haircut.
I don't like that. I like
You know,
going straight through and then being off. Like that would be like work, go home, come back to work. That feel like 2 days to me. Now I'm working 10 days a week.
true. Okay, that's
What I think we should go for in the United States should be a true 4-day work week. I think the weekend should be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That could happen.
Yeah.
After this, a lot of people have been talking about that. Could be a thing in a post-COVID era.
Why do you think that?
Because people are just going to change being having to work.
Wait, so it's
Specifically
gonna be
going to the office less, and thereby just working less and increasing productivity by just packing in 4 days of work.
No, that would piss me off. I don't want things to change. I like Monday to Friday.
Moss is still
Those are too
freaked.
many days off.
We gotta get him on and find out what he's freaked about. Thumbs up if you're ready. He's ready.
I'm not freaked. I just everyone that's calling me knows are people that watch our show every day, and they keep calling my cell phone. Like, I just whatever.
So what did I miss?
Melissa Kubilas.
Kubilas.
I know. I went to school with her. I think for a little bit at IS-34. She's a medium, and
Not you freaked. Vinny's still freaked.
oh, Vinny's freaked. Yeah, she. It was funny because we spoke about it afterwards, and Desiree and I were read by her. I was read by her like 4 or 5 years ago at my sister-in-law's house, and nobody came through. I think right after my grandmother or my grandfather passed, but she didn't mention anything of my sister or my father-in-law, and it's funny because last night my father-in-law and my sister came through to her, and I was sleeping. I almost missed the whole show. So,
And that was what was ironic, is that when he came on was right when it was a couple minutes before I have a reading to do, and then Moss came on. And then the timing of it was just like, whoa.
Now, is it stuff that she's reading that she could research or she knows about you?
So we touched on. So Mike, we touched on this on the show after she got off, and I wasn't trying to degrade her or
we get it.
I wasn't being disrespectful. I just I have a bald man coming through with a mustache. Something to do with the fire department. He wasn't supposed to be there the day he passed. So obviously touching about my father-in-law. There's and she went on. I mean, you have to probably just rewatch the session, but
right.
it was definitely, she touched on my sister, that they were kind of together, and that the girl is saying something about, tell Silvana I love her. Silvana is obviously my mother. Could you connect that? I mean, listen, either you believe in it or you don't. It's very simple. I believe in. I think you have to believe in the person and the quality of person that you're seeing. Like, no disrespect. Like if I was walking up the Seaside Boardwalk and someone read my cards, I'm 50-50 on that. Right? A palm reader, this and that.
I wouldn't even have someone read my cards because I don't want to know.
Psychic night.
I'll read your cards. I have 3 tarot decks here. I read cards for people all the time.
Don't do it. I don't even want to know.
Every person I've ever read cards for has wound up crying at the end of my reading.
Yeah, well, let's not do it. Thank you. I want nothing to know. I want to just live my life. I don't want to be told I'm going to die in 3 months and this.
I had an ex that one time we were together for a while, and he had a daughter though, and he was always under the impression that he felt like he was going to die young, and he wanted me to read his cards but not tell him what I saw. And I was like, that's not fair, because what if, the thing that you got to know about tarot readings is it's always up for interpretation. There is no definitive answer. It's just whatever the reader is intuitively feeling and feels the need to tell you, whatever comes through. It may be applicable towards your life. It may not, but it may at some point. So you always just got to take everything with a grain of salt. Unless it starts resonating with you, then you may want to start listening, because something's coming through that you need to hear.
Right. Vinny wants you to read his cards live.
I could read cards live. I mean, maybe we should do that after dark one night.
That sounds like after dark.
Should come on tonight for after dark.
Now,
After dark.
I'll do it right after dark.
more importantly, very important, we just got to know if I got to kick you off the show or not. You don't do voodoo, do you?
No, the only voodoo I do is Godsmack.
Okay, so there's no voodoo doll of me that you're poking with needles when they send you work?
No, I don't really think
That would have been great if also she said no and there's a little doll walking.
I was going to see if I had a
Your
stuffed animal anywhere, but I don't.
Why does that doll have gray hair on the side? What is that represent? I've been getting short pains.
Crash, unrelated. I just realized StreamYard deletes things after 7 days. Is that true?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
That I tell you, yeah. We got
really?
we got everything that's been on our platform.
Push it to YouTube Live, and you don't even have to download. It goes right to YouTube.
We should do that.
So also talking about the video, Eric Bischoff, our guest from yesterday, asked us if we could just cut his segment. He'd like to send it out to all the uniformed firefighters.
Yeah, I could download it and cut it.
Yeah, and also we'll put on there a little promo for them to, while they're at the firehouse, to log on to our show and watch us.
Sounds like work.
Okay.
I'll do it. Just send it to me.
Who's got the background noise with their TV on?
I know,
sorry.
it's Todd. I said that in the private chat. I said, mute this idiot.
What is he doing here? I can't wait till I come on Gotham After Dark.
I'm watching the
To be fair,
puppy
he-
downstairs.
Jerry Springer, goddammit. Shut him up.
I'm watching my puppy while
That ain't no puppy sound.
Andrea's doing telecare.
All right.
That's not your puppy having a conversation.
That's not your puppy talking.
I just said Andrea's doing telecare, you shit bricks.
Well, you
Each
blame
one
it
of
on
you,
your
go suck a
puppy.
fag.
I have a full house. Why are you in the same
I'm
room?
watching
with
my puppy down here. Shut up.
Why can't you bring the puppy in the guest room, put him on the bed? All right. So you see that they want you to social distance now with your pets?
Yeah, that's
Two
not
cats got it. Coronavirus.
Two tigers?
No, 2 cats. Like
Like house
cat,
pets?
like little house pets. House
The
cats.
cats, they're evil. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, I
The
would
evil little creatures that
I agree.
live in people's
I
houses.
agree, Mike. I would exterminate every cat.
I love cats.
I
They try
hate
to
cats.
trip you down the steps. Moss,
Cats also hate me, so I mean, deservingly so. I wish they were all dead.
Oh God. Okay.
I don't care. I love dogs, but not cats.
Yeah. Well, dogs are the original. It's the OG pet.
Yeah.
You know?
I like how as soon as we mentioned cat, Todd's dog came running up like cat.
Yeah.
Where's the
cat?
Here's
Where's the
cat?
cat? Is that a cat? Huh?
My cat used to definitely try to trip me down the steps. Like they wait till you go down the steps, then they're like in and out your legs. You're like, you up
Like
to
cats
here?
have an agenda. Cats always are up to some shit, and they're always like plotting your death in one way or another. You know, like
They're more-
I don't trust them at all. So
Well, the problem is they're more intelligent than dogs. That's
I don't
why.
care. I don't want an animal to try and outsmart their owner. Like, you know, that's not
Don't
what I
get a
pet
parrot.
for.
Then. They're pretty smart. They just can't do anything because they're locked in cages.
My dogs give me undivided love and attention. I never have to ask for it. I just have to sit down and enter a room. Like a cat, you gotta work for that love. Like I'm taking your ass off the street and feeding you and bringing you to the vet, and I gotta work for a hug, and I might get scratched out of that. No, out of my house.
Like
Oh,
dogs.
out of my house.
Like dogs. Don't you love how you like leave your house and you could literally turn back around, come in the door. They're like,
So excited.
hey!
We're gone forever.
Everything.
We're gone forever.
They don't have, I guess, the concept of time. So
Not
if
at
you're
all.
gone for 5 minutes or 4 hours, it's the same thing to them. They're like,
It's the same
my
excitement, but I
God.
love it though.
yeah,
When I
oh
get
yeah.
depressed, I just walk outside and walk back in through all this. I'm
Yeah.
like, just to be greeted by my dog. Did you see? Did you see Mike on?
She's still looking.
Still looking. Anybody on this watching? You have what type of cat we looking for?
My mother-in-law would love to adopt a cat, but would like it to already be declawed, which is I definitely think is an issue in New York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's frowned upon, I think.
Well, you know, it's frowned upon. It is. It isn't. Whatever your personal thoughts are. So if someone has a cat that's already declawed, I think she's gonna have to adopt an older cat. Like my cat is declawed.
It's older, right? Yeah. When did they stop that? When did they make it illegal? Because that'll tell you how old it has to be.
I told my mother to take my kids. You know, she needs a pet. I said, take Massimo and Carly.
Governor Cuomo signed into law leg banning cat declawing. When was this? 2019. So it wasn't that long ago.
A year ago.
And listen, guys, at the end of the day, it's just, you know, if a cat has claws, it can ruin your furniture and this and that. So
Yeah, but
But
okay.
that's not a
You're-
reason to get a cat then.
Can I
Like,
take your
work
nails?
out
Can
your
I come and
first
remove your fingernails because you might scratch me?
guys, it's a fucking animal.
It's a,
It's a pet. It's a loving animal. It's not an animal that lives on the street. Like you're
That's
taking
why if
it,
you're not living on the
give it a
street,
better life, not torture it.
so why? So let me ask you a question. Why do you have a dog, Chris?
Yeah,
Is
I have
it
many dogs.
boy or girl?
Both.
Fixed?
Some of them are, some of them are not.
Why are they fixed?
They came fixed,
Okay.
honestly. And one of my dogs we had to get fixed for medical reasons. I mean, that's not the same thing as declawing. When they're fixed, they're put asleep. They're given medicine. They're doped up. When cats are declawed, they're awake.
Are
Taking
they?
away the weapons too.
It's
You know,
it's
there's
it's the way they
something-
defend themselves. It's the way they're able to.
Where are you
talk.
defending yourself as a house cat?
It's
And
not.
you. If you go after
What do you, Moss? It's you're not really understanding like this. Like it's like taking the hair off a cat. It's what you need it for. It's like shaving an Akita. You know, like that dog needs that undercoat, and like that's extremely detrimental to that dog's like condition. It's like it's actual like animal condition. It's a painful, torturous process that's not necessary because if you have a good cat, it's not going to be clawing up your furniture anyway. It's not going to be climbing on your shit.
more importantly, I'm really upset with you, Moss, and I'm making a phone call this afternoon too. Al Baskin.
But I don't think Moss ever watched it.
He
No,
watched
he has no
like
idea.
3 minutes of here and there.
Oh.
Did you get that far into it? Did you ever see Crazy Carol Baskins?
I did not, but I got to make an important phone call. I'm sorry, and I'll tell you offline what it's about. I can't talk about it online.
So Todd, I was telling Mike last night. So I finally watched Tiger King over the weekend. So I'm
Finally.
watching it, and I'm watching it, and I look at the way their interviews are set up. Some ideas. Oh, that's a nice shot. That's nice here and there. And then in the last episode, I really had to stop and rewind because I was like, who in their right mind said, hey, let's get this hitman in the tub as he's taking a bit? Could you imagine, Todd? Me and
There's
you
so
sitting
many
there. Hey,
questions.
Todd, where do you want to put him? I don't know. You want to put him in the kitchen? You want to put him in the bedroom? Let's put him in a bubble bath.
Why is that one guy shirtless in every scene as well? Every interview.
Right.
Why is he shirtless?
Did you see though in the after show they did? He had full teeth.
Yeah, he
Yes.
got his teeth
And he
redone. I
explained
saw that.
why.
And
Oh,
hair.
did he? I don't remember that.
He said because he wanted to show off his tattoos.
Oh, why his shirt was off?
No, not him.
Well,
No, I
No,
know.
he was in
Hair.
the bathtub. Yeah. I don't get it.
It's so funny. It's such
I
a
had
funny.
It's brilliant.
I had to
Brilliant.
listen to what he was saying because I had to rewind it. I was like, but did he say anything that justifies the bathtub? Why is he in a bathtub? Like, what is going on?
Why not? It's
Guy in his everyday life, and he happens to enjoy bubble baths. I mean, there's no.
I think it's brilliant. It's so contrasting in who he is and his element. Like
Right.
the hitman talking out of a bathtub naked or whatever.
It's a hitman who decided to not be a hitman because he preferred cocaine and strippers over killing people. So, he has a soft side. I understand the bubble baths. I mean,
There was it was apparently there's a TMZ episode, and it's on Hulu, all on Tiger King, where they have extra footage, never seen footage and different stuff. I gotta watch it. It's like an hour.
I don't get it. I don't get. Okay, so all that filmmakers, the one that he was the producer of the reality show when they burnt down the alligator house. So all his footage was gone. So where did all this footage come from that they've been using? It's like it seems like they were there for years.
They did progress
filming
it. I
and
think
stuff.
it was over like the course of like 4 years or something. They had done the filming. It was over the course of several years. Because if you watch, Carol Baskin's hair goes from shoulder length all the way down to her ass and everywhere in between during filming.
Yeah.
So by like the second episode, I was like, "What the hell?" And then I realized that it was going from like years prior up to like somewhat recent. Because then at the end, he's in jail. So
right, they were time jumping in the interviews. But what's crazy is like. So they were filming this show before any inkling of him being arrested or anything like that, which is amazing. So they just stepped in some shit, you know. It was like this is
I
like
know it's wild. It's a wild deal, man.
And they did time jumping with the interviews. Like they would answer a question at like basically present time. Then they would go back in time to another interview. Then they would come back to the best way to justify the story, you know. But yeah, it was done well, but it was crazy how they got all that. It's just I don't know where all that footage came from.
Like sitting here and like thinking back on like all the weird scenes and just the whole story in and of itself. It's like, how the fuck did someone get this like on like a documentary? And like it's mind blowing. Like they saw this was gonna be a gold mine. Like this is like White Trash America. Like we love this shit. You know?
Well, you see how it initially started with that one guy who was doing the documentary based on big cats and people who have big cats.
Right.
That's how it started. Like, and he just showed up at the place, like, oh, we'll see where this goes. And I don't think he thought, or no one thought it was going to become what it became.
Mm-hmm.
But all that footage was burnt. All that footage was destroyed.
I heard that alligator house was actually owned by, they were like Michael Jackson's alligators that were like were housed in that facility. Because like I saw some like news article from whatever year, that 2016 I think it was, and it said Michael Jackson's in Oklahoma, like his alligators were burned up in a fire or something. Like apparently they were his.
Wow. I didn't know he had alligators. I know he had monkeys.
Oh, that guy probably had every fucking thing in the world, Michael Jackson. Did you ever see that video of him going shopping at like the antique store with like $10,000 chessboards? He's like, that, I bought that, I bought that, I bought that. And he's like, add that. Did you add that? Like, I got it all in my head. No, add it. Like,
Hey, this is nice. I'll take this too.
Yeah. It's a great video, really.
He was so mellow too. He's like,
because he's just going shopping and he's like, that. Did you add that? And it's like $20,000 chess tables and lamps and like stuff. Where is he gonna put it? But he's just buying it.
Yeah. When you got money like that.
That. Where'd Mike go?
I don't know.
They did kind of like the reunion for the Tiger King, but I want to see them do a Real Housewives reunion style reunion show with the Tiger King characters.
Well, dude is in jail. They can't really do much.
Beam him in. Broadcast
They're
live
allowed.
from the jail.
I don't think it's gonna be like that because they're not like interact. It would be cool, but those people haven't been interacting on the show the way the Real Housewives do. You know, like they're in tables together and going on dinner and vacations. These are like two people who are arch enemies and like live in different states who want zero contact with each other. I don't know.
Right.
You know. Also,
So did
Carol Baskin is not innocent by any means.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so
she
did she
should
kill
be
her
in jail as well. For sure, bro. You know the scene in Goodfellas when they're taking the guy into the lion's den, and they're like, they must really feed him to the lions down here because the guy gave up the money right away.
Right.
Of course, she fed him to the fucking lion. That's what they do down there.
I
That's
think
so
she
bizarre.
put him. So at the time of the death, she had only one big cat on the farm. But you heard her say that
Sardine
she had
oil.
but you heard her say that she had a shitload of bobcats and lynx. Like she had over like 200 of them. So I think she put this guy in the meat grinder and she grinded him up because they never even tested the meat grinder. And then she fed him to the thousands of.
She shoved him
lynx.
in the wood chipper and sprayed him out to the freaking masses. Like,
I mean,
honestly.
listen, it's also a 40-acre piece of property. She could have buried him anywhere, and it didn't seem like any of these investigators were doing anything. Because all they kept saying was, well, that's weird, but it's still open. They
don't want to look
weird,
for any trouble that they're going to find, Like, they know if they look hard enough, they're going to have to this is going to be like a problem, They're going to,
right.
I don't know. But at the same time, it was so long ago that cat might be dead. Like there's zero evidence.
right. Like they should have tested
What's gonna happen? You're gonna hold the,
yeah. Should have tested the meat.
She'll probably never get caught, and that will be like
Correct.
For in her next life. But
Right.
You know what it is? Her story is exactly the same. That's what gets me. Word for word.
I've dated narcissists whose story has been exactly the same, and it was a lie the entire fucking time. So when you're in that level of psychosis and you believe your own bullshit, you'll keep that perpetuated. Like,
because when they showed the news report from when it happened, they said he had to leave very, 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 very early. So then she said it again on the thing. He had to leave very, 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 very early. Like the same head bob.
Very, very rehearsed.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Very, very rehearsed, exactly. And it's like, but on the flip side, though, I could see this guy jumping. They're saying that he can't make his plane from where they were to Costa Rica, but apparently if he was having stuff set up, he might have stashed fuel at different spots on the way there so he can land, refuel, go and land. So I mean, that is something that's kind of plausible, but I think the most plausible thing is she killed him. But
the fact that she had the nerve to bring up, well, I wouldn't feed a man, but I mean, sardine oil is a great way to get a cat to eat a human. It's like,
right.
What more do you need to say?
It was too specific.
It was too, we didn't ask you that though. Like, why did you give that up?
Mike, where'd you go?
Phone call.
Oh.
I had a client that made me feel bad. He texted me. He's like, "You don't make money on the Facebook show, and you're ignoring my call."
Oh wow,
that's fucked up.
I thought my comment in the chat made you concerned and made you want to vomit.
No, so he called me and I said, "Give me a couple of minutes. I'll call you back." He's like, "You don't make money off that Facebook show. How about you don't forget about your clients?" I was like,
"Hold on a second. I don't want to disclose who the client is, but I think the client obviously realizes that you're an important part of the community and you're servicing other clients that are here. So." But the fact that you made him a priority and you briefly exited, that I thought that maybe you were like so disgusted with what I wrote in the private chat that you couldn't take it no more.
What is going on here with the Gotham? We're both going to show your logo, shut your cameras off. What are we doing here?
I can't believe they're here.
I'm pouring a bowl of cereal. This is breakfast with Bloomy, right?
Yeah.
Mike had a morning movement, bowel movement. So
can you see my screen?
It's gray. Is it supposed to be gray? Are we doing a roll-in for a sponsor? Like, what are you doing?
Hold on.
Is that Popeye?
Oh wow, this is slow motion. This is slow motion.
No audio.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Let us know when you figure out how to do it. So here's one thing that I don't really agree with. And look, so the news just passed. So the lobbyists have lobbied and now have gotten gyms added to the phase 1 opening when the government recommendation from CDC. So originally gyms were part of phase 2. Now gyms are part of phase 1 because they lobbied. I don't think I love gyms. I have a lot of clients at gyms. I have a lot of friends that own gyms, and I understand the importance for them to get back to work. But I don't think of gyms as a place where you could social distance. Phase 1 is after, I think, 14 days of decrease. That's when you have 25% of let me pull it up. I don't want to misspeak, so let me pull it up. CDC opening guidelines. I don't want to misspeak. I can do helping community, no staffing. Where can I find it?
So Todd, you know something I don't like? When you're watching this feed on Facebook, you could see when someone's mic is muted.
Yeah, I don't like that. I know.
No.
Mike, can you give us the textbook definition of herd immunity?
Herding unity?
Herd
immunity.
Herd immunity, yeah. Sure.
So you're getting a lot of people talking about that we're wasting our time staying in and we should be out developing herd immunity. And I just want to get, I respect you as a rather intelligent man, so I want your opinion on this. I don't have an opinion on it because I didn't do enough research on it.
Stand by.
I got it. Hold on. I'm sharing my screen.
So,
he's not going to like my source, though, of it. So
CNN?
No, whatever. I don't care.
So herd immunity is a simple one, but achieving not so much.
Fake news.
What happened?
Nothing.
So herd immunity by infection is not without risk. Most doctors agree that allowing COVID to just plow through the population might help reach herd immunity more quickly, but that would also overwhelm hospitals. So herd immunity is basically you just get back out and you let it infect whoever, and very quickly masses will get immunity because they're going to get sick. But that gives the whole process of 14% of adults. Now, I will tell you, we don't know if 14% of people old and with underlying are actually being affected because our numbers are greater, right? We know already off the fact that the numbers are probably 2-3 times more people have it than we know because not everyone's being tested. But there's still a huge, right? Just think in the past month, how many people in New York have died? I think, 15,000 or something, or 14,000? That's still a tremendous amount of people to die, and that's with everyone locked down. So do we want to have 100,000 people die in New York? Do we want to have 200,000? No. And that's the risk of herd immunity is basically rather than flatten the curve, you just let everybody go out.
Yeah. Mike, I heard that Minnesota is actually experimenting with that, and they're going to open everything up.
Sweden is doing it also.
Well, Sweden's doing it. Why Sweden refuses? While most of Europe has gone lockdown, one country has bucked the trend, Sweden. They're open.
And they're neutral.
They are. And they have don't they have good bank accounts?
I got a couple of accounts in the Caymans and in the Swedish.
And the WHO has come out and said you must do stronger measures to stop the spread. Compared to other nations that have taken strict measures, Sweden's curve and the rate of infections is steeper, so it's growing quicker.
So infect more people faster, more people get sick, more people die, but back to normalcy if you don't die faster.
Right, quicker, correct.
Right. So the tech.
But boss, the problem is they don't know after you get this virus if you're still immune to it.
Right.
So if you get it, you might not be immune to it anymore. You can still pass it on to other people and then still get it back yourself. They don't know if it works like other viruses right now. It's not long enough past the test of someone getting it.
But Mike, the question is just herd immunity is just infect as many people as fast as possible.
Correct.
and let it run its course faster. It's more dangerous, definitely,
Right.
but get through this phase faster. But you may have to do it again.
Correct, but you know what it is. But Mas, the correct with like a normal virus, when they know the outcome that if you catch it, you're immune. Right now, they're not even sure if that's the case. They're not even sure that you're safe after you already have it. What I think Staten Island is clean compared to how many places you've been. So my bar is Mas. If Mas hasn't get it, I think we're pretty safe at this point. You know, so I say stay home and do it.
You might have had it already, though. That's
I'm
the
going
problem.
to turn around and say that
Right.
I can't wait to get tested because I definitely think I had it.
And the problem is that we won't be tested for a long
I
time.
think I'm going to get
Right.
tested too. I think I might have had
Yeah,
it.
I think I had it, but the problem is the antibody test is saying they're only going to be able to test in New York 50,000 people a month.
I got a guy.
All right, great. Let me know when you got the guy because I want to get
You're
tested.
scared to leave your house. I'll get you tested tomorrow if you give me a nice wet kiss.
Yeah, I'll give you a wet kiss after I get testing. I've had it already.
Ooh,
Mm.
kinky.
Wow.
I'm very comfortable with my sexuality.
So am I. If I get tested and I have it, and I had it, and I have antibodies, I'll kiss you. I don't care. I think they are testing in Grasmere right now. They're doing antibody testing in Grasmere, but it's only for it's like a random test. I think of 3,000 people in the state. They're doing the C. I don't even know how. And then they're going to push first responders and healthcare first, right? Because then they know they don't have to worry as much But the problem is they don't know how long. They don't know how long is it. And they said it's not even the amount of antibodies that work; it's how powerful those antibodies are. Right? You can have a lot of sperm, but one be really good and get you. It's the same way with the antibody. You can have less antibodies, but one good one, and that's all you need to take down the virus. You like Mike? You like that?
Mike, you like that?
One be really good and get you.
All right, boys. It's after 11. We want to stick to an hour.
This is for the After Dark show. All right, we're sticking to an hour. Do we have any guests on this afternoon?
Yeah, so we have an amazing guest. Dave, maybe you want to throw it out there. We're going to do the reading? Okay. All right.
Do this on midday. Do it on midday.
Yeah, he's not going to be back. He doesn't do Thursdays, remember?
Yeah, well, send it to Michael. Michael will be back or us. I'll get
Todd
on midday.
Todd can do it now. That's fine.
How long is it going to take?
It's probably 4 minutes.
So you want to do it now, Todd?
Nah, I'll do it at midday.
Oh, now we're going to get him on the midday.
There's no way he's coming 2 shows in a row on a Thursday.
We'll see.
Wait, I'm sorry. What are we talking about?
You don't do Thursday.
Are you going to come do this on the midday show?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. I could try and get it work one more time.
So we have Anthony Mungo, Director of Radiology of Methodist Hospital, New York
It has
Presbyterian.
no sound.
What the fuck?
I can tell because it doesn't have the audio icon.
Do you hear me?
I hear you. You're fine. I'm just talking about him.
No, you asked me who the guest was for midday. It's going to be.
So you have go ahead.
Anthony Mungo, former Partners in Sound employee. We call him Coach. Director of Radiology of New York Methodist Hospital, Methodist Hospital, downtown Brooklyn in Park Slope, a division of New York Presbyterian. It's coming on at 3:00 today.
Nice.
A very, very, very good resource in the community. Staten Island, the South Shore man. I've been torturing his life to come on, and he's like, "I'll be there." And Anthony's a good guy. So
Do you want Baby Yoga on with us or no?
you could have Baby Yoda. That's fine.
All right.
Todd, can you get it going? My aunt wants it now.
I can't. I know it seems easy, Mike, but when I go to share screen and go to application window, there's no option to share audio, and you can't hear.
No,
it.
you don't want to do application. Oh, you only do Chrome tab. You have to do the Chrome tab.
But
all right, tell me where it is. Where is it?
Weren't you guys making fun of me yesterday on Wilkinson's show about this? Oh, not so easy, Mr. EP Todd Bavona.
No, okay.
Todd, what time is it? I'll do it.
I'm not the tech guy behind the scenes. That's why I have Greza Yusuf for.
What time is it? Tell me what time it is.
30. It starts at. I put it in the private chat. 34:48.
Okay, hold on.
Maria Scalise, guys, keep it clean.
Ready?
So just before I go,
You hear it?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't know who this message
God, mute yourself.
but I have a feeling that it's going to be somebody connected within the show or a listener. So if I may just put this message out.
Sure. Let me bring on my co-host who might be a part of it. Massimo Dodano from Partners in Sound joins us. Dave Consiglio is also back. Just so we
Yay.
So just so they're here, so they can also be tuning into you. But Melissa, go ahead.
Yeah, so I've got a kind of broad gentleman that comes and stands beside me. There's a joke here about him having a mustache, because I can kind of see him having the mustache and then the mustache disappearing. And it's not quite, it's one of those that kind of comes and wraps around. And then he kind of takes it away. And he's joking with me about putting it on his head. So I know that he would have been bald or kind of just had that horseshoe ring of hair that he kept dark, he's telling me. And he does keep showing me a link to, I want to say either a firehouse or a fire department. And the number 5 is very
I just got the chills.
5 is significant to this hat. Okay. And then he's also talking about that in his honor or in his memory, there's an actual building, and I do want to link it to a health facility or a hospital, because he's saying it's in my name, and I'm so grateful it's in my name, because I know that he would have loved to help people while he was here, and he's acknowledging. Okay, he's acknowledging what I feel. Okay, thank you. If you hear me say thank you, it's to the spirit world, but I do want to acknowledge the fact that he would be grateful for who he considers his son, because he's saying he's not my son by blood, but he's my son by, I feel, marriage here. But I don't feel like he looked at you as not being his own blood. Okay, thank you. And at the same time, I know that there was babies born or grandchildren born after he had passed. And he's telling me that he held them first in the spirit world before delivering them to the earth plane. And I know that he's like in his 40s. I want to go like mid 40s with him. And he's telling me things are being done in my honor, in my legacy or in my honor. Okay, thank you. And the other thing that I get from him is he wasn't supposed to be there that day, thank you, of his passing, but he chose to go. He's saying it was my choice. It was my choice. And he does want to acknowledge the family being around. I see a girl kind of with long dark hair. He's giving me the letter D as well, linking to the daughter. And I do believe this would be her first name. Okay, thank you. And he also brings through what I feel is a younger female. Now he tells me that they met in the spirit world. And again, I get a Danielle or Donna link. Very strong D with this. And I do feel as though I've got a twin. Because she's actually showing me that there would have been, I don't feel mirror image because I actually feel like the twin would be male. But she's saying my twin. And then I see a packet of M&Ms. So sometimes they'll give me that as an initial. So I need to acknowledge two, she's saying brothers, 2 of my brothers with M and M. And then she's putting a heart around the 2 of them. I also know her, thank you, her anniversary of her passing would be coming up. I feel like, okay, she's saying go 1 month forward. So I want to go into the month of May as being an anniversary of her passing, a celebration. And I also know that she hears you because you talk to her every day. Thank you. She's talking fast. I love that she's got this similar accent to me. Okay, thank you. But she's acknowledging the tattoo that would have been put in her honor. Okay, thank you. And I know she would be, I want to say again, it's so crazy, but like younger passing, like I don't feel as though I can go above 40, or just at that peak of 40. But she's saying, please know that I'm beside you. And I do feel that it is for someone, sorry guys, when the energy comes in, it makes me itch.
Okay.
But yeah, so she's saying to tell the kids to keep an eye out for the butterflies. And she shows me a beautiful butterfly. And I feel like this is in the outside or the garden is how she's putting it. Okay, thank you. And then I just have to send a lot of love to the family. Is there also like a Sylvia or a Sylvana? Because she's putting an extra heart or a lot of love around that woman in particular. And I see a pendant that I feel would say mom on it. That maybe her photograph or her picture is held in. Okay, thank you. So I'm sorry, I could go on, but
Okay.
hopefully somebody can take that information.
Is that anybody? Anybody?
So,
You want me to give you the abbreviation?
yeah.
I'm calling bullshit.
So, I mean, Mike, you're right to a certain extent. Some stuff. I mean, listen, my father-in-law was bald. I sent some pictures to Todd. He did have a funny mustache that he removed later on in his career. Did she say 5 on the helmet? I didn't catch that last night. She goes the helmet with a number 5. I thought we have to go back to. I thought she said that.
Well,
So-
look right, but look right behind you. There's a huge 5 on.
Well,
Right.
exactly. So there's definitely some parts of it that she could have gathered off the internet. But I'm a believer. My brother and I are Mas and Marco. Marco is Daniela's twin. Not a very, very common. A lot of people don't know that we had a sister. Mike might remember from school, but it's not something we spoke about. My sister was handicapped. She didn't go to the same school as us. So that's where the M&M thing comes in from. Connecting the dots that my mother's name is Silvana. My sister's name is Daniela. My sister was, homebound a lot. She wasn't really out there in the world. So anytime you really touch on anything with my sister, there's certain things that cross over that if they say certain things that I could connect the dot. And listen, anyone that knows me knows I'm heavily involved with Beanie, my father-in-law. That stuff, either you believe it or you don't. I sensed hearing it again today, it made me feel good. I'm a believer. And
That's all that matters. As long as it makes
Right.
you feel some type of way and you feel like you were maybe spoken to from someone, that's all that matters. It's not
you
going to
want-
change your life.
Right.
It's going to impact your life,
Yeah.
Did you want to cry?
I mean, it's always emotional, but it's nice. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
And again, you just have to either you believe in the stuff or you don't.
Exactly.
And you know what? She said butterflies in the garden. Well, the weather's been shitty out, but maybe the next nice day when my kids are in front of my house, rollerblading or riding their bikes, if there's butterflies around,
You'll know it's a spirit. It's a sign.
They're following you.
they may be following you, they may not be, but ultimately,
You'll know when you cross over. They'll come and they'll tell you, "Oh, that was me on the live stream."
100%. So, it's not for a long time.
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
All right, we went over time. Let's go.
Yep.
Right. All right, so we're ending the show. So we will be back midday with Mas. Thank you to
Yep.
Christina, Todd, Michael, Massimo.
Thank you, Michael.
We have a lot of
Thank
M's.
you, Michael.
It's Mike. Don't call me Michael. Don't be mad at
Bye,
me.
Michael.
What?